How's it going, everyone? It's Caleb Lumley here, and today we are going to be talking about Fallen Angel Hell Survival on the PC. I was given a Steam key for this game by the developer, but all the thoughts and opinions in this video are my own. This is actually a really cool game, and I like what it does because it takes the normal genre of open world survival crafting and it kind of takes it in a new direction by tossing you in the very pits of hell. I really like this setting. I think the setting is really cool. The environment's really cool. It has a lot of good music to really help it. The character design and just the overall uneasy feeling of being in hell and trying to survive is really, really fun. And it's definitely a different direction from pretty much every other survival crafting game. A lot of these open world survival crafting games like to take place in a post-apocalyptic world with zombies and stuff like that. So it's really refreshing to see a different take on that. And this game has a lot of cool things going for it. One of the cool things about this game is also the way that not only the hell itself looks, but also the enemies that you run into in hell. There's a day-night cycle, and at nighttime you will see a different type of enemy come at you. You will have tormented souls that will float over the lava, and they'll slowly float towards you. And as they do, you'll hear a wailing sound as they get close to you. And it's just very creepy, and it adds to the creepy atmosphere of this game. So I really enjoyed that. But other than just those tormented souls, you have a lot of other monsters in this game. You have imps, you have devils, you have these gigantic horned monsters that will chase you. You have hellhounds, and the hellhounds you can actually tame even. So you can have a little hellhound following you, which is pretty cool. And you can even run into a succubus, and you can give the succubus a heart, and she will even follow you. So that's pretty cool that there's that many different things in this game when it comes to actually having followers and even having, just a really cool set of enemies as well. But to me, it's very different to see something like followers in an open world crafting survival game like this. I thought that was actually really cool. One thing that I like about this game is that since it is a fantasy style setting, it's set in hell, but it is very fantastical. There's like hell castles in the sky and stuff like that. You can find ruins, and there's just a lot of cool fantasy stuff going on here. To go along with that, there's even spells in this game, so your character can actually use spells during combat, and it's pretty cool to be able to throw fireballs at the enemies, and overall the combat in this game is pretty decent. They give you a decent amount of spells in this game to go along with whatever main weapon you have created to use against these monsters in hell, so I do like all of that stuff. My favorite part about this game, though, has to be the exploration. I love exploring these procedurally generated worlds. It's just a lot of fun to run into the world not knowing what to expect. You can type in different world seeds as well, which is great, and you can run into a bunch of different things like ruins. You can find ruins, and when you go into the ruins, you'll hear like ghost babies. You'll hear ghost babies crying in the distance, and if you follow the sound of the crying, you can actually find these altars, and if you break the altars, it will give you supplies. So that was really cool. You can also find these floating castles in the sky, and when you go there, they're kind of like dungeons away. You'll usually find enemies up there. You can even find the hellhounds up there as well, and that's a great place to go find hellhounds and tame them. So if you are ever looking for one, you can always go into a castle and hope to find one there. So there's a lot of cool stuff to find, and just the environments itself are just really fun to explore because of the way that it looks and the way that it's made. The destructibility in this game is also just a really cool thing because you can see some of the biggest rocks in this game, and if you see them, you can go up to them and you can probably destroy them, right? Like, you can't destroy the mountains, but if you see a huge, like, giant boulder, then you can go up and you can destroy it. It will fall to pieces, and you can collect all of the rocks that are falling from it. So I think that's actually really neat. I like how much destructibility is in this game. And along with that, you can gather those resources, and you can build things that you need. You can build a foundation, and then you can start building a house on the foundation. And the building system is very similar to Minecraft. You can build blocks, and then you can place your blocks around. And I just like the way that that is set up. It's very simple. It's familiar, but it still does its own thing, and it's still a little bit different because, for example, you can take furniture and you can build furniture in this game, and you can position it just a lot more freely than you can in something like Minecraft. So that's really cool also. I like the crafting system. I like the building system in this game. The crafting is really cool too because the crafting starts off simple. It starts off really easy with how you build your tools and everything. You can just build them all straight from the inventory menu. However, as you go on and you want to build better and better equipment, you are going to need to start building things like workbenches. You're going to have to build a smelter. You're going to have to build things like that to help you make better tools. You know, you're going to have to build molds, and then you're going to have to take those molds and you're going to have to put them on your smelter to get the actual mold for whatever equipment you're wanting to make. And while it seems complicated, it's honestly really not, and it's intricate, but it's very well made, and I think it's still very approachable, especially because there's a really helpful tutorial menu in this game as well. So if you ever get stuck, you can go to that tutorial menu, and it has a lot of just helpful information in there. So if you ever feel like you're stuck and you don't know how to do something, go to that tutorial menu, click through there, and there's probably going to be a pretty good explanation in that tutorial menu. So that was pretty nice to have as well. Now, this game is not perfect by any means. It does still have some issues. I would say probably the biggest issue for me is the voice acting. I'm really not a fan of the voice acting. I think that a lot of the mic quality could have been better, and I feel like there probably could have been some more emotion put into it and stuff like that. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of the voice acting. And another thing that I will have to complain about is this game does stutter every now and then. So, like, whenever you break a gigantic rock, you may notice that the game stutters, or when it's loading in a new part of the map, you'll see some stuttering, like it's loading in chunks and stuff. When it comes to procedurally generated worlds, the whole stuttering thing has always kind of been an issue. Even on Minecraft back on the Xbox One, I remember playing Minecraft, and whenever it was trying to load in more chunks, it would often stutter. So this game kind of suffers from the same issue, and I think it's just part of having these procedurally generated worlds. I don't really know if there's many ways around that, but hopefully in the future that can be fixed, because it is noticeable and it can get annoying every now and then. And the last complaint for this game would probably have to be the fact that some of the world seeds, you know, it's spawning you in a random world. It's all procedurally generated, so you don't know where it's going to spawn you. So that leads to some trouble every now and then, because it can spawn you in lava. So hopefully in the future that is something that can be fixed as well. Hopefully there's some sort of way where they can just keep you out of the lava whenever you spawn in. You know, if you use the basic world seed, if you just use the world seed 0, you will not spawn in lava. But if you are just using random world seeds, it is possible that you could. So keep that in mind as well. Not a fan of that, and hopefully that can be fixed in the future. However, I would say that out of the over 10 hours I've put into this game, I've enjoyed my time with it. I've enjoyed playing it. I've enjoyed what is here. And I've really gotten to know this game, gotten to play this game, and really enjoy this game for what it is. And the fact that this game is made by one person is absolutely amazing, especially with the way that it looks, because this game is on the level as, like, how Skyrim was when with its first release. You know, graphically it looks kind of like that. It looks like an Elder Scrolls game. So I think that's actually pretty impressive, especially for one person. So that's really cool. I think that's amazing, honestly. Don't have any issues with the graphics or anything. It's pretty much on par with other open world survival crafting games. So I like that and everything. And overall, the game is only $20. So if you are a fan of open world crafting survival games, this might be something for you, especially if you are sick and tired of the same old zombie open world survival games that you see constantly. So if you are looking for a different twist on the genre, this is a pretty good twist on it. It has a lot of fun building systems and some pretty cool areas to explore. So go check out Fallen Angel Hell Survival on the PC, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.